today, still I'm thinking about the torque converter. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not gonna be able to spend so much time with that because I'm busy with other things. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. Now, meanwhile, somebody places a comment, one friend, he places a comment that when he starts the car and he's engaging, let us say, the gear, it has a rough start. It's kicking, let us say, while it's cold. And when it's warming up the oil, it's fine, it's smooth. Okay? Now, when you're talking about cold, I don't know how much cold you're talking about. Cold, when you're talking about 20 degrees, let us say, cold start with 20, 30 degrees, or cold start minus 20. I'm talking about, this has to do with the viscosity, the oil viscosity. Now, this video is gonna be also for me. Just for my reference, let us say, okay? So, what I did yesterday is strip off completely the torque converter. Alright, just to understand from where they're coming the pieces. Still, up to now, the only thing, like I said yesterday, I see only that. Let's put it together. This piston goes here. Alright, now this goes easily inside because I have removed the O-rings, the seals. The seals are here, that's why I can move it in and out. The operation of this piston is like this, up and down. That means when this one comes up from the hydraulic pressure, it's squeezing the clutches, it's engaging the clutches. When it's down there, it's disengaging the clutches. The oil pressure, it comes there inside. There is one hole over there that it goes and meets this hole. And it comes oil pressure from this hole here, that this oil pressure is being controlled from the TCC, torque converter clutch solenoid, okay, from this one. And it's opening the path, it comes the fluid from this side, it's opening the path around here. You see the two small holes here and the small hole here in the middle. So it comes from here and it's escaping from there. Let me show you what I mean. From shift pressure control valve to lock-up control valve. That means comes like that and comes out like this. Okay, up to now. There is a rate of leak here. There is some rate of leak. It's not exactly 100% airtight, let us say, if you like. Okay, there is a rate for leak from this solenoid. And there is also the maximum exhaust. That means when you have so much pressure when it's cold, let us say the oil, or for AB reason, it starts escaping some oil pressure from here up. It's like a safety, probably don't make any problem, don't squeeze so much the clutches. Then, when you put inside, let's call it input shaft, alright? It comes nice and tight inside. There is a small rate of leak, let us say, from the metal to metal contact, alright? Forget about that. But there is also this small tiny hole here, that also this one has a rate of oil leak from there. And it's been calculated, probably. Otherwise, you're not gonna engage the clutches. Behind this hole, there is this bearing here. Now, did they do that for lubrication and for adjusting the pressure? Maybe, it might be, alright? The thing is, if you block this hole, you're gonna be very fast, let us say, the engagement, because this is being calculated as a rate of leak. What I'm talking about, if let us say has a pieces inside here and it block this one, all the pressure is gonna end up inside of this area and you're gonna push the piston fast. You're gonna engage it fast. That's one thing. Second thing, if there is a garbage on this solenoid here up, for a reason, or if it clogged, or if it passed something, let us say, and it reaches here on this point, but the other path here, it's open, I believe it's gonna happen the same thing. It's gonna be much more, it's gonna be the forces, let us say, much more hard, instead of being smooth, the transition. Instead, let us say, of giving the pressure to the clutches graduate, it's gonna be much more sudden, and it's gonna engage more. Now, the same thing is gonna happen if you use thick oil viscosity. If the fluid is very thick, the viscosity of the fluid is very thick, on a cold start that the oil pressure is going to be much higher, it's going to give you the same results. That means it's going to engage rapidly, it's going to engage so fast, and it's going to give you hard shift, if you like, or you're gonna kick on the first gear. That's my guess. That's my conclusions. Okay, I might be completely wrong. Okay, but that's what I see and what I have seen from the technical service information. Okay, how it's working, how it's controlling through the valve body. Okay, if you go through all this, you're gonna see how it's working, how it is activating. It's not something crazy. It's controlled electronical. That means on the 7.2.6, since you don't have the TCU inside of the transmission and it's outside, you can find, let us say, the pin, example now, alright, and you can put a switch on and off. One example. You're gonna complain the TCU because there is the speed sensors and you're gonna throw fault, definitely. But I'm just saying, or you can put a shift light at 2000 RPMs, for example, or 3000 RPMs to lock up the clutch at 3000 RPMs, example. One example. You can control, through one shift light, give the order there, adjust it at 3000 RPMs, adjustable shift light, obviously. So, sorry. And you can lock up the clutch on these RPMs where you want. Now, again, I haven't found from where it comes these pieces. This piece from the inside of the transmission. It was not clean before, let us say, because all the pieces, there was some pieces, not so many of the drums. Some clutches there was perfect clean. Some of the clutches there was perfect clean. Alright? Pieces I found inside of these gears, especially one, like I said yesterday, that was seized. It was not turning freely, okay? That's one thing what I found. The rest of the drums, okay, there was some pieces inside, but it was not so much. All the metallic savings, it was located the most, it was down on the oil pan. You're gonna tell me, yeah, it makes sense. All of them, they're gonna reach up down there, right? Yeah. I'm saying that if something rubbing, if something fail, if something come apart, you're gonna be collected, let us say, if this bearing fail, you're gonna be collected all the pieces here around. You're gonna see so many things. Or you're gonna see this, that you're gonna be broken. That's what I didn't show up to now. And again, only this stupid thing, and I don't know how it was before. What can I say? Now, for my friend, that he said that it's kicking, let us say, when it's cold. You have the correct fluid, let us say. If you have a 7.2.6, because I don't remember the comment, you're talking about 7.2.6. Try to put a fresh fluid, let us say, inside 134 FE. It has a little bit less viscosity, but it's beautiful. It's not hurting anything. On the stock application, it's overkill, maybe. Somebody will gonna say that. Yeah. If you have a fresh fluid and still happening that, remove the valve body, check the solenoid, clean it, let us say, if there is anything there or whatever. There is another thing. There is another thing that's controlling. Wait 1 second to find it on the book. Give me a second. Okay, on the valve body, there is the mechanical, if you like. There is the torque converter clutch damper valve, if equipped. Okay, and there is the torque converter clutch lockup regulator valve. Okay, it's talking about the 343 and the 344. That means we are talking about this one, 343 and 344. This has to do also with the spring, but again, since this is happening only when the fluid is cold, on a cold start it kicks one, you don't want to mess with the springs. Yes, you don't want to mess with springs. Somebody tried before and was not successful. Yeah, it's giving to you only problems. Then there is shift command valve, the 347, first to second, fourth to fifth. The 347, we are talking about this one. That also has to do with the spring. I mean, how much tension has the spring? Do not modify none of this. Okay? So it's not only the rate of leak that has from this hole or the solenoid itself, has to do also with the fluid, has to do also with the springs on the solenoids, on the manual solenoids, if you like. Yeah, you can call it solenoids. Yeah, it's acting as a solenoid because It's make adjustment, yeah, okay, it's hydraulic, controlled by the electronic solenoid valve. So, but again, as soon as it comes at operation temperature, since it's shifting fine, I'm gonna suggest to check the fluid, or if it's dirty so much, let us say, to clean the valve body, the things what you see me doing here, that because there is also this ball here, I think the number 4, yes, torque converter clutch. It's 5.4 millimeters. Okay, it's a steel ball and it's located here. It's worth it, let us say, to clean it up, to reset the adaptations for the shifting and do again the learning. It might worth. So that's it. That's it. Small update for nothing. Yeah, no, for my friend, for that gentleman that he asked me why it's hard, and you are lucky because I still have it in front of me. In a while, I'm gonna put all this in a box and I'm gonna disappear it from here because I need the space. I cannot have this here. Yep, that's it pretty much. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thursday today. Yay. What did I forget to mention? I'm dumb. One of the reasons that I make the video, it's also for me, like I said, and for the owner, obviously, and whoever find it helpful. Now, what was the problem before and after? Before they changed the clutch, before they rebuilt the torque converter. The car was driving, let us say, for 10-15 minutes. Actually, when it was cold, you can drive a little bit more. When it was warming up, 10-15 minutes, and then it was going in neutral. When you was reading from the diagnostic, when you see the turbine speed, this is the turbine speed. Which one is the turbine speed? No, this is the turbine speed. Anyhow, since you have the shaft there, this is reading this one, so this is moving with that one. Yes, when you was reading this one, that this has engagement with the clutches, you see, you can read the engine RPMs. That was 650, 700 RPMs, let us say, because this is turning, okay? But this one, because there is another sensor inside of the transmission that's communicated with that, this was on 0 when this was happening. This was before they touched the torque converter. But before they touched the torque converter, we didn't have a vibrations. Okay. Now, after fixing the torque converter, we have a vibrations. The first time it ran the car for an hour, and then 10-15 minutes, and it was disengaging. It was disengaging like it was not coming. Let us say, like you're switching off the solenoid, and it was coming neutral completely. That means you have a 0 speed again here. At the end of the day, it didn't change anything. It's just changed. When they fixed it the first time, it ran for an hour, and then that's it. So, like I said, to disconnect the gear so fast without having any sound, it's like you make switch on and off. That means you're engaged in the gear, let us say, everything's fine, and then suddenly it goes to neutral. And you turn off the car, you start the car again, let us say, after 1 minute, and then it's okay, it's engaging, and then it's disengaging again. For me, it's not mechanical. It's purely electric. Is it now the solenoid that's warming up after a couple of time and giving hard trouble? Is it, let us say, the TCU, I don't know, any circuit inside the TCU that it's giving a hard time? The contactor plate, it's been replaced. Now I have replaced all the solenoids. This is new, the contactor plate's new, the solenoids are new. So it's, in this case, we don't have nothing to do with the transmission, other one verification that we don't have metallic shavings inside. That means after 100 kilometers, I don't want to run more than 100 kilometers, just to drain the oil and see if there is. It's a good thing also that on the drain plug has a magnet on this oil pan to see if there are pieces and how many pieces there are. Because again, I wash it, alright? The valve body, I wash it perfectly to don't have nothing. I washed with petrol, I washed with detergent, I blew it with air, I didn't make any scratch, I torque it down, everything's fine. But also the drums, I open all the drums. But there are some points, like where is the attachment point, let us say, of this with that. Or let us say, here you can see, you can understand better. There is something between that sometimes it sticks some of the pieces. Let us say a lip, like this lip, under of this lip. That yes, I'm washing it, let us say, I'm blowing with air, washing with detergent, blowing again to be completely dry, and to go away all the pieces, not the specific one. I'm talking about the drums that has inside the transmission. But again, it might stick some piece inside, all right? So that's why I'm expecting, let us say, from the oil filter to grab these kind of pieces. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3 pieces, let us say. You cannot remove the 100% of this metallic shavings from the transmission. You can remove the 99% if you like. You see how it was when I close it. It does looks like it has any metallic pieces. But again, even with the clutches, I went with the magnet and I pick up everything, whatever I can see. There was not so many. It was nothing. It was microscopic actually, but I already did that. Now, again, after rebuilding the torque converter, there was a vibrations, because first, when I rebuilt the transmission and changed the clutches and the seals, and I did all this job, what I did yesterday, I did that before, all right? With the first torque converter, before they touch it, there was not vibrations. It was only the disengagement. After they touched the torque converter, there was a vibration and disengagement again. And then I saw the bushes outside that you see that's been compromised. Maybe because of the vibrations, because of the chips, because you can see also some side forces, let us say, on the bush. Well, again, to me, it looks like that it's disengaging, it's losing, let us say, the electricity, this solenoid, for AB reason. Or let us say there is a short circuit on the coil inside, because it's a coil, okay? And suddenly it doesn't have a pressure anymore, the clutches, it's disengaging, and then you see the TCU that this shaft here, it does have a speed. You can see actually in the diagnostic. I make this test with the customer to show him also what's going on. That suddenly, out of nowhere, when you have it's standing the car, let us say it's on D, they have the same speed, okay, and then suddenly it goes to 0. That's it. I think that I covered everything. Yeah, I brought also the oil pump gear from the on. Even the oil pump, you know, it didn't bite something inside. It does have any piece, because all these pieces was metallic. You can magnetize. It was not aluminum. You don't see that it grabs something in the pump. It's this small link what I'm talking about. When they open the transmission, if there was, like I said, one picture at least, one small video, one picture, how it was inside, especially the clutches, to see why this happened here, he's gonna solve the mystery. Any case, putting it in a boxes, take it away. I'm gonna keep it upstairs in a box. Just if I forget something in the future, I'm gonna have it. It's useless, especially with the way how I open it. I rape it, literally. You shouldn't be able now to close by again how I did it. This is what you see. Most probably, maybe this is healthy, and the clutches. All the rest are for scrap. Now that's the end. Thank you.